I do think like when you start a new game though, like you're really wanting the movement options, you know, like the dash and the double jump and stuff like that, and it does take a bit of time to get those. I mean, the the two main one, the dash and the double jump, it doesn't take too long to get. So, but like the not double jump, the dash and the wall jump don't take too long to get. But and the wall jump's really kind of what makes the game is like the most probably my favorite of the movement uh tools you get, because I mean wall jumping's fun, and it works well, you know. I was playing Mario 64, and wall jumping in that is a lot harder than I remember it being when I was like a kid. There's a lot of things about the game that like when I was a kid I like played that game a shit ton, and I didn't have any like guides or anything because I didn't know how to read. Um, at the time that I was playing the game, but it makes me like wonder how I figured out. Cause like if you can't read, you also can't like read the hints, you know, that you get. So I don't know how I figured out half the shit you're supposed to do in that game. Like one of the stars, like you just like it's called blast away the wall. And then basically what you have to do is shoot just a random wall that has no indicator that the wall can break and a star will pop out. But that does happen if you run into that wall, and it's kind of ridiculous. But I remember finding that, knowing about that star as a kid, and I have no clue. I'm assuming it's probably, I mean, like, cause like when you get into a cannon, there's only like a few places you can really shoot into. Like you can't move the cannon around. You can just angle it to where you're gonna shoot at. So maybe like you would figure that one out just by like trial and error with the cannon, which is not. Still, that's not my favorite thing. I wish they had like a texture on, like the wall had slightly different texture or something that would like make it like seem, oh that wall, there's something weird with that wall. But they do not, so whatever. Mario 64. It's a good game still though. Cause I got the Mario All Stars thing, which I shouldn't. I know supporting Nintendo's bad choices when it comes to respecting their audience. It's $60 for 3 games that are unchanged. But I mean, two out of 3 of them are games I have never played, and of those 3, if I had to rank them in terms of how much I enjoyed playing them, it would be Mario Galaxy is number 1. That one is fantastic. I loved it a lot. Number 2, Mario 64. Nostalgia. The movement system is quite good. Something I never really figured out when I was a kid is long jumping, but I've really now as a adult-ish type of person, long jumping is something I know how to do, and it's really easy and it's really fun, and so it makes the game a lot better to play if you know how to long jump. Mario Sunshine is not my favorite though. There's just a couple like I don't think there actually is a long jump in that one, which I guess they have the flood thing, so I don't really like the flood. It's just kind of awkward to me. Like Mario Odyssey is also a game I played, and I would actually rank Mario Odyssey above all of those games. I like Mario Odyssey a lot, and I think that's just because the movement system's so fun, and they make the worlds quite well to accommodate the movement system. So that's why I like Mario Odyssey quite a bit. And Cappy's just a really good idea. Like I like how that like he captures things. And you get different. It's like that's how they do the power ups in that one. It's a unique way of trying that out. And I like how it's like ability is gained by him. You really have so many options. Like it's part of the game that's fun is trying to do things without capturing like doing the things the not intended way. And because of all the movement options, it makes it a lot easier to do that stuff. And that's always fun. One game that I've sometimes just put on because it's really fun to play is Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild is super good. I'm a huge fan of Breath of the Wild. I think something that like exploring is definitely the best part of Breath of the Wild. There's so much to look for, so much to see. But something that's kind of underrated part of Breath of the Wild is the combat's really fun in that game. Mainly, I think the thing that like super makes it fun is the bow. Um, maybe just because I'm a bower in YouTube. Because just standing there and like pressing the Y button isn't as engaging. I mean, there's times where it's like that's not what you can't just like spam the button and make it work because there's shields and stuff in the game. But the um the bow in the game it just like it makes things really fun because like mostly because of the thing where if you're in the air and you pull down the bow you go into like slow motion, which is just amazing. It's it makes it make you feel really cool sometimes, and then other times you feeling cool and then like you fuck up and you get slapped in the face and you're like, oh well, I'm not as cool as I thought I was, but still I think it's a well designed game. Nintendo did a great job with that. Nintendo's recent output has not been there's been really anything that's I do the Bowser's Fury the Mario World thing. I kind of want to get that because I never had a Wii U because who did? Um, and I want to try that out because I mean it's a Mario game I haven't played yet, and they added like on a new thing to it that also seems to be pretty cool. So I probably might get that at some point. $60 though is always a steep price to buy stuff for. Like I feel like it was worth it enough for Mario All Stars just because it's 3 games, so I'm at least getting a good amount of content for $60. But like something like Skyward Sword, I don't know if I'm gonna get the Skyward Sword remastered because it was just a game on like the same game from the Wii, and I never really played it. Like Breath of the Wild is my first Zelda game, so I don't think I had a very Zelda-y. Most of my like video game was influenced by my dad, who was playing video games as well. Okay, string is not a problem. Good. That means he's found a mine shaft, I'm assuming. Um. Oh, should I see the same as well? Whee. Okay. Yeah. So I'm more of a Mario guy. Like what Mario, New Mario Bros. That's a throwback title. Um, it's no longer new. That's always a title that was going to age badly, just because it's not new anymore. New Super Mario Bros. Is not a new IP. I wonder if they're ever gonna make. I mean, because they got lazy with them. Like, as that was all they did is with Mario for a while, was make new Super Mario Bros. Games, which is, that's not great. Eventually, it gets tired, and people want something different. These have been some trash chests so far. Only like semi-useful thing has been the second iron pickaxe, which I really should just since I have a second one, I should just do that, and then so I can be a bit more quick. But I enjoyed those games back in the day. The movement in those games is definitely feels a bit weird when I come back to it. Because I remember I tried to play the Wii one like semi-recently, like a couple of years ago, and I was actually kind of sucking at it. Because I was like trying to go fast, like trying to be like speedrunner man, but wasn't quite that. Wasn't quite doing too well on that. One game that's platformer. I'm a big platformer fan, so I play a lot of. I like platforming games quite a bit. Celeste is amazing. I think I haven't really heard anybody who doesn't really like that game. So I don't think I'm like saying anything new by saying that I like Celeste, but I do like Celeste a lot. It's the story is cool. Definitely a good story. It's not one like I'm not like someone who's really suffered from this like the like I do have some anxiety in a way, but not to the point of the character in the so it's not I don't have depression either, so it's I feel like the story is really kind of is about that. So the story is not something I really relate to so much. But I do enjoy the story quite a bit. But the gameplay, they make like movement in that game so smooth and satisfying. Um, and also very hard. In terms of well, because the movement's so good, the game can be hard. It like it achieves that. It makes it feel really fair. I don't really feel like I'm ever getting like losing because of the controls. Which is great. I like games like that. Like I definitely feel in Mario sometimes, especially the 64. The controls like or like the camera, especially in 64, kind of fucked me over. I think about 64 when I going back to it is that it's a fun game still, but there's just a lot of bullshit that in some levels just that don't age too well. Um, uh, like which one was I having a lot of trouble with? There's one level that like okay, well the favorite level actually when I played is TikTok Clock. Because what they do in that level is that like all the stars are like at various points up the thing. So like in each one you go a little bit further up the map. Um, and that's nice because like means that they're not like doing the same thing over and over again. You know, you're getting a bit further up, getting a bit closer to the ultimate goal of the level, like the peak of it. Then you got Tall Mountain, and in Tall Mountain, the map is a very tall mountain, and like I still like the level. I think it looks cool, and there's fun things about it. But you have to climb that mountain like 3 times. My team has enchants. Look at them, they've found diamonds. I have not. I just found a shit ton of gold. But yeah, Tall Mountain. Like I don't really think there's any level that I actively dislike. But there's some. Also, I don't like the water levels at all because I don't think there's very many Mario video games just in general that make wat water movement very fun. Because like the way that they do water movement in games, it seems, is you're slow now, and you can't really go fast. They want to make it realistic. Um, that's not really fun. I did like Mario Odyssey's where it has the shell. When you grab the shell and it pulls you forward. That because now you're going fast and you don't have to click a button every single time they go a bit faster. You know, it's just you're going fast and it's natural feeling and you feel like you're gliding. I like that. Not Mario Odyssey, Mario Galaxy did that well. Does a lot. Mario Galaxy does a lot of well. It's a pretty good game. Um, but like I don't know, like games like well, 64. Water moving is not very fun. I don't think there's not many games that really have water stuff in them. I think for that reason. I have not played the game, but I've been watching people play it recently on YouTube. Is Subnautica, and that game looks really cool. Well, because the whole thing is about water, so they have to make water movement fun and good. And it looks like they do. You can't really tell without playing it yourself, but from watching people play, it looks like the water movement in that game is pretty good because it's not like uber slow. And what's kind of fun about that game is like also the adventure. I'm not a huge procedurally generated world fan because you can't really have like huge surprising things in those kind of worlds. Like Minecraft works because that's the point of the game, you know. But if like you want a game that has like a that is not just like a sandbox, it's kind of like I don't know. I guess in Minecraft there's like some things that are surprising that like if you went into the game completely blind, not knowing anything, the stronghold stuff. If like you found a stronghold or something like that, you'd be pretty interested. But or like a mansion or something. But like there's nothing like tailor made to be like this is a cool moment, you know, or like there's no like lore or anything, and it's kind of fun. I like oh yeah, a game that's kind of it's like the lore makes it fun, and the world building makes it like that builds around the lore. Are the Dark Souls games? I only played 2 and 3, and Bloodborne, I guess. I watched someone play Sekiro. For Sekiro, it's a really hard game, and I'm kind of worried that like I might be too hard for me, but I shouldn't say that. But it's definitely a game that is like you you have to do it yourself. Like the Dark Souls games, they have the multiplayer feature where you can summon someone to help me, and I've done that for quite a few of the like super hard bosses in those games. Like Dark Souls 3 has probably the most amount of hard bosses in them, I believe. And Dark Souls 1, I did most of the bosses myself actually. I'm pretty proud of that. But like Ornstein and Smo and Belgark, basically the 2-on-1 battles, those I couldn't do very well, and so I had to get someone to help me. But like I also like was able to complete Artorias by myself, and I was pretty proud of that because Artorias is not a hard, not any. That's a battle that's also like meant to be a one-on-one. You can kind of tell, because there's no like. Usually, just sometimes you can you like do certain things. You can get NPC summons around bosses, but that one doesn't have any. That's possible, and it's a very Oh no! All right, that's okay. I can heal from that. I'm not gonna heal for a little bit though. I don't really want to take time. Just that was dumb of me. I should have known that was gonna happen. Yeah, like Artorias, it's like a one-on-one battle, and it's a lot of fun because of that. You go at it for a pretty long while, and this health bar is. See, oh, gotta go do my survivor thing again. It's already 30 minutes. I've been doing pretty good at keeping that up every 30 minutes. Um, let's see, is there any game I played that I bought this one game called Bloodstained, and it looks like I've heard good things about it, but I started it and just something about it wasn't really clicking with me, and I probably because I also just couldn't get past the first boss, which is not good, but just it was not like something about the gameplay just I couldn't figure out, perhaps. Maybe that's. Oh no. Oh, that one was almost bad. It was all like spawned right in front of me. Okay, let's get that before I jump back down there. Anything good? Another bucket. I can do it. Man, the chests, like the cool, like the chests I've had in this game have been not amazing, fortunately. Oh well. Um, we'll figure it out. I'll run this. Guess we'll go back down here. Well, I feel like there's still a lot to explore, but also I'm running in circles, that's kind of the thing about mine shafts and caves in Minecraft. Like eventually, once you've gone, you start feeling like you're going in circles for a while. See you next episode.